can use the character's thoughts, their actions, the dialogue, and their feelings to kind of infer different character traits. And we said that character traits were words that describe a character's personality. So today we're going to use this to we're going to work off of it, and we're going to compare two characters in a story that we're going to read, okay? So open up your journal to what we were working on yesterday, comparing characters. You're going to need a pencil. And we're just going to add to this. So we discussed yesterday what the words compare and contrast mean, but I just want to write them down so we can reiterate it to ourselves. So when we compare two or more things, you're finding ways that they are alike. So you're thinking of ways that these two characters are alike. Bless you. Are you writing? And when you contrast two things, you are looking for ways that they are the same. Different, sorry. So why would I want to compare two characters when I'm reading a text? Why would I want to do that, Peyton? Okay, how can we use those to help us understand what we're reading? How can those help us better our understanding? Lucas?
It helps determine what kind of person they are.
Okay, good. And it helps us see how maybe their characteristics influence what's happening in the story. Remember we talked about that word influence when we did plot?
Mm-hmm.
Does that ring any bells?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so there are some guiding questions I want you to ask yourself when I'm reading. So here are some guiding questions I want you to ask yourself while I'm reading. What are the similarities and the differences between the two characters? It says guiding questions. It's a question mark. Guiding. Oh, that's a cue. Y'all are right. It says, what are the similarities and differences between two characters? Is my pen too light?
No.
And another thing, probably one of the more important questions, is which similarities or differences are most important? And what I mean by that is when you're comparing characters, you're not going to emphasize things like one has 2 legs and one has 6 legs. Like, that's not important to what's happening in the story. You're going to focus on the more important and more meaningful differences and similarities that the characters have with one another, like their character traits and how those character traits affect what is happening in the story. Okay? So another characteristic I want to emphasize before we start is the trickster. So raise your hand if you can tell me what you think a trickster is. Landon?
It's like somebody who is very sneaky and very sly, and sometimes they kind of prank other people.
Okay, so they're deceiving people. Parker, do you have anything to add?
I think that would be words that kind of confuse you.
Okay, so like Landon said, it's like how a person acts. So they're sly. Remember that character trait we did yesterday with that packet we did?
The mouse and the
cat. The mouse and the cat. So this person is going to be sly. So I want you guys to be thinking about who you think the trickster is in this story. Okay? Okay, so it's called Anansi Goes Fishing.
What goes fishing?
Anansi. Okay. One fine afternoon, Anansi the spider was walking by the river when he saw his friend Turtle coming towards him carrying a large fish. Anansi loved to eat fish, though he was much too lazy to catch fish himself. "Where did you get that fish?" He asked Turtle. "I caught it today when I went fishing," Turtle replied. "I want to learn how to catch fish too," Anansi said. "Will you teach me?" "Certainly," said Turtle. "Meet me by the river tomorrow. We will go fishing together. 2 can do twice the work of 1. But Anansi did not intend to do any work at all. "Turtle is slow and stupid," he said to himself. "I will trick him into doing all of the work. Then I will take the fish for myself." But Turtle was not as stupid as Anansi thought. So raise your hand if you can tell me what Anansi wants the turtle to do. Michael?
He wants him to do all the work for her to get the fish.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen at this point in the story? Sophie, give me a prediction. Who's not going to fall for it? Oh, you think the turtle's not going to fall for it? Okay. Lucas, what do you think?
I think the spider is gonna try making a plan where he won't fall for it, but the turtle will fall for it. Where the turtle won't fall for it, but no, where he'll fall for it, but the turtle doesn't fall for it.
Okay, the turtle won't fall for it?
Yeah.
Parker, what do you think?
Like she's gonna try to trick him, but it's not really gonna work because he knows all the stuff from when he was a kid.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. Let's keep reading to see what's going to happen. Early the next morning, Turtle arrived. "Are you ready to get started, Anansi?" he asked. "Yes," Anansi said. "I have been waiting a long time. I want to learn to catch fish as well as you do." So Anansi brought his chair. The turtle brought his chair and his string. "First, we make a net," said Turtle. "Net making is hard work. When I do it myself, I work and I get tired. But since there are 2 of us, we can share the task. One of us can work while the other gets tired." "I don't want to get tired," Anansi said. "I'll make the net. You can get tired." "All right," said Turtle. He showed Anansi how to weave a net. Then he lay down on the riverbank. "This is hard work," Anansi said. "I know," said Turtle, yawning. "I'm getting very tired." And Nancy worked all day weaving the net. The harder he worked, the more tired Turtle grew. Turtle yawned and stretched, and finally he went to sleep. After many hours, the net was done. "Wake up, Turtle," Anansi said. "The net is finished." Turtle rubbed his eyes. "This net is strong and light. You are a fine net maker, Anansi. I know you worked hard because I am very tired. I am so tired I have to go home and sleep. Meet me here tomorrow. We will catch fish then." The next morning, Turtle met Anansi by the river again. "Today we are going to set the net in the river," Turtle said. So he brought his umbrella and his cooler this time. "That is hard work. Yesterday you worked while I got tired, so today I'll work while you get tired." "No, no," said Anansi. "I would rather work than get tired." "All right," said Turtle. So while Anansi worked hard all day setting the net in the river, Turtle lay on the riverbanks getting so tired that he fell asleep. "Wake up, Turtle," Anansi said hours later. "The net is set. I'm ready to start catching fish." Turtle yawned. "I'm too tired to do any more today, Anansi. Meet me here tomorrow morning. We'll catch fish then." Turtle met Anansi on the river bank the next morning. "I can hardly wait to catch fish," Anansi said. "That's good," Turtle replied. "Catching fish is hard work. You worked hard these past 2 days, Anansi. I think I should work today and let you get tired." "Oh no," Anansi said. "I want to catch fish. I don't want to get tired." "All right," said Turtle. "Whatever you wish." He brought his radio this time. Anansi worked hard all day pulling the net out of the river while Turtle lay back getting very, very tired. How pleased Anansi was to find a large fish caught in the net. "What do we do now?" he asked Turtle. Turtle yawned. "Now we cook the fish. Cooking is hard work. I think I should cook while you get tired." "No," cried Anansi. He did not want to share any bit of the fish. "I will cook, you get tired." While Turtle watched, Anansi built a fire and cooked the fish from head to tail. Thank you. "That fish smells delicious," Turtle said. "You are a good cook, Anansi. You worked hard, I know, because I am very, very tired. Now it is time to eat the fish. When I eat by myself, I eat and I get full. Since there are 2 of us, we should share the task. One of us should eat while the other gets full. Which do you want to do?" "I want to get full," said Anansi, thinking only of his stomach. "Then I will eat." Turtle began to eat while Anansi lay back and waited for his stomach to get full. "Are you full yet?" Turtle asked Anansi. "Not yet. Keep eating." Turtle ate some more. "Are you full yet?" "No, keep eating." Turtle ate some more. "Are you full yet?" "Not at all," Anansi said. "I'm as empty as when we started." "That's too bad," Turtle told him, "because I'm full and all the fish is gone." "What?" Anansi cried. It was true. Turtle had eaten the whole fish. "You cheated me," Anansi yelled when he realized what had happened. "I did not," the turtle replied. "You did. You made me do all the work. Then you ate the fish yourself. You won't get away with this. I am going to the justice tree." Anansi ran to the justice tree. Warthog sat beneath its branches. Warthog was a fair and honest judge. All the animals brought their quarrels to him. "What do you want, Anansi?" Warthog asked. "I want justice," Anansi said. "Turtle cheated me. We went fishing together. He tricked me into doing all the work, then he ate the fish himself. Turtle deserves to be punished." Warthog knew how lazy Anansi was. He couldn't imagine him working hard at anything. "Did you really do all the work?" he asked. "Yes," Anansi replied. "What did you do?" he asked. "I wove the net. I set the net in the river. I caught the and I cooked it. That's a lot of work. You must have gotten very tired. No, said Anansi, I didn't get tired at all. Turtle got tired, not me. Warthog frowned. Turtle got tired. What did he do? Nothing. If he did nothing, why did he get tired? Nancy, I don't believe you. No one gets tired by doing nothing. If Turtle got tired, then he must have done all the work. You are not telling the truth. Go home now and stop making trouble. Warthog had spoken. There was nothing more to be said, and Nancy went home in disgrace, and it was a long time before he spoke to Turtle again. But some good came out of it, and Nancy learned how to weave nets and how to use them to catch food. He taught his friends how to do it, and they taught their friends. Soon, spiders all over the world were weaving. To this day, wherever you find spiders, you find their nets. They are called spider webs. So what did y'all think of that book?
Good. It went the other way.
Yeah.
The spider wanted to trick the turtle into him doing all the work, and then the spider eats all of it, but it went the other way.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna pass out this Venn diagram. Start by writing your name on it, and you can write the book title on it. Here's the title. Find what? Parker, you give one to Michael, okay? Oh, well, you're gonna have an extra one here. You have an extra one too? Or give this to us. Here. Okay, so the two characters that we are going to compare are Nancy and Turtle. Okay, so raise your hand if you can tell me who ended up doing all the work. Preston? Nancy, yeah. So was that his intention when he started? Who did he want to do all the work?
Turtle.
Turtle. He wanted Turtle to do all the work. So raise your hand if you can tell me why you think that Warthog didn't believe him. Why do you think the Warthog didn't believe him? Lucas, can you Landon?
Because Nancy is very lazy,
Yeah.
and Warthog knows that,
Yeah.
and so he didn't really think that Nancy actually did all the work.
Yeah, that's good. So what are some characteristics that we can use to describe Turtle? Jack?
Tired.
Okay, so he was tired. Bray, what do you think?
Clever.
So I like that one. I really do. So he was clever. What made him clever, Bray?
Whenever he tricked Nancy into doing all the work so he could be tired.
But who, okay, so who was the original trickster at the very beginning? Kelsey? That's okay. Parker, did you have your hand up? Nancy was the trickster. He set out to do the tricking. he wanted Turtle to do all the work so he could get all the fish, right?
Went the other way.
But Turtle was clever and he knew what Anansi was intending to do, right? So he kind of flipped it on him, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some other characteristics we can use to describe Turtle? I like clever. That's a good one. Okay, tired. Landon?
Well, he's also kind of a trickster because
He did. So what was one of those character traits that we did yesterday on the
Sly.
Sly? I like that one, Sly.
wouldn't that be from like Nancy or something?
I think I could describe both of them.
Let's put that in.
Should we do that in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, let's put it in the middle. Because Anansi thought he was Sly. He intended to be Sly, but then Turtle came up behind him and kind of flipped it on him. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the actions that they had in the story. What was Turtle doing all the time in the story? Preston? Okay, so he was being lazy. But would lazy describe Anansi more than it would describe Turtle? Because what did Warthog say about Anansi at the end of the story? Hmm? Well, I don't think Turtle was really the lazy one. He was just doing that to kind of get one over on Anansi.
Yeah.
The Warthog knew that Anansi was the one that was lazy, right?
Yeah.
So I would say Anansi is lazy.
Oh, and for Nancy, I also put selfish.
Okay, I like that one. Good job, Mikey. Selfish. Because he wanted what?
The food.
He wanted all the food.
Yeah, and it has fish in it.
Yeah. That's funny. Okay, so what are some of the actions that happened that Turtle did in the story, Matthew? Okay, go quickly. Michael?
At the beginning, he did work to get a fish.
He what?
He did work to get a fish.
Okay.
Oh.
Turtle did?
Yeah, at the beginning, at the very beginning.
Oh, at the very beginning, yeah. He did have a fish. Kelsey?
He was like laying around because
So he slept all the time? Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why
they're
lazy
lazy.
say.
Tired. Just put sleepy.
He slept all the time? What did he do with the fish at the very end? Raise your hand. That's a big word, Callista.
Wait, what?
He's gluttonous.
Gluttonous? Wait, what does that even mean?
It means like you take everything for yourself, right? Or is that wrong? No, yeah, you take everything for yourself. Yeah. You take more than you're supposed to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what happened with the fish at the end? Raise your hand. Peyton. Okay, so he ate the whole fish.
I'm hungry.
He ate the fish while what?
He chillaxing and getting tired.
No, what was Nancy doing?
Getting
full.
Getting
I don't get it. Right. How is he getting full?
Okay, so at the beginning, whenever Nancy said, I work and I get tired, Turtle said I work and I get tired, I don't think Nancy understood that he got tired from doing all the work. And so Turtle kind of split it into two jobs, and Nancy did the work while Turtle got tired. He didn't understand that in order to get tired, you had to do all the work. And Turtle kind of took advantage of him not understanding that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nancy's
So he was kind of gullible. Nancy was, because he fell for it. So let's write gullible.
I put foolish.
Yeah, foolish.
Okay, foolish would work.
We need more similar.
Okay, so what's another similarity? Somebody think of something that they had in common. Landon?
They both.
You can, okay, Lucas?
I think they're both lazy because at the very beginning, Turtle said he gets tired from all the work and stuff when he's making the net and everything.
But yeah, I think he was using that to kind of trick him. He wasn't tired because he would catch his own fish before. Remember, they said he came in and he had his own fish at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, Bray.
Because like at the beginning the turtle caught the fish all by himself and at the end, and Nancy, she did all the work without even knowing it, so they're both kind of like
Okay. Okay, Emerson?
I think this hard turtle is not a good friend.
Who?
That turtle.
Okay, Turtle. I think they're both. Would you say maybe they both kind of weren't?
They're both bad friends. Because they were trying to like trick each other.
Okay. So they were both trying to trick each other.
So they're both bad friends.
The turtle was actually doing something good because
What did he do, Mikey? What did he do, Mikey? But what did that do to Nancy? Okay. What were you gonna say?
He taught Nancy the value of hard work.
Yeah, he taught him a lesson, right? So they both tried tricking each other. But okay, so Turtle taught.
I put they're both bad friends.
Okay, Turtle taught Nancy a lesson.
He's like a teacher.
I like the way you said the value of hard work. You can't get something without doing something, right?
Yes, you can.
Unless it's like.
Unless
Yeah.
that happens.
Unless it's a gift. Parker? He was what? Yeah, you could say he was slick. Oh, that is a synonym. Yeah. Okay, so what about the fish? Here's another thing they had in common about the fish. Landon?
They both like to eat fish.
They both like the fish. Yeah, and then they both got tired.
I have text to solve.
Asani didn't get tired.
Who?
Asani.
Oh, and Nancy? I think he did. I think his name's a little
I
hard.
got two bluffy.
He did at the end. He did all that work.
No.
Michael, what's your connection?
Sweet.
I like to fish too.
Oh, okay. I think we have a fisherman down here too. Okay, so Nancy's the one that learned the lesson, right?
So Turtle's the teacher and then Nancy is the student.
And Nancy, who did all the work again?
Nancy.
Okay. So the next thing that we're gonna do, I'm gonna pass out some notebook paper, and I want you guys to write 2 sentences that show how a Nancy and Turtle were alike. and 2 sentences explaining how they are different. And I'm gonna give y'all 5 minutes to do this.
Where at?
I'm gonna pass out paper after I write it down so you don't forget. Explaining how they are different. Yes, Linda.
Do we have to do a Venn diagram?
No, you can use your Venn diagram. You're kind of summarizing using your Venn diagram. So, what's the first thing you should do when you get your paper?
Write your name and number.
Good. Okay, so I'm gonna, after I get all the papers passed out, I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes.
I'm reading my watch.
Okay, all you have to do is write the 2 sentences explaining how they are alike and 2 sentences of how they are different. You're kind of summarizing their similarities and their differences.
We're like summarizing what we just wrote down.
Mm-hmm. You can use your Venn diagram.
What is that the difference?
Could be students. Two sentences explaining how they are alike and 2 sentences explaining how they're different. Using your Venn diagram, you're putting these into sentences. Well, 2 about how they're different, 2 how they're same. You're just basically putting 4 of these things into a sentence form. And Nancy is lazy, and which is different from Turtle because okay, you have about 4 minutes. You're basically putting a few of your items from your Venn diagram into sentences explaining how they're different and how they're alike. Okay. Okay, about 3 more minutes. 2 more minutes. I like how you guys are working quietly. Thank you. Okay, about 1 more minute.
This.
Okay, so why was what we just did, why is that important, and how does it help us to become better readers? How can we use this to help us become better readers? Any ideas? Alyssa?
You can see what type of actions they're making, the different actions.
Okay. Lucas?
It helps determine what they're like.
Are you nervous?
No.
Okay. I'll come back to you. Landon, what do you think?
It can help us with better understanding character traits.
Okay, good. So it helps us understand character traits, and we can use this understanding to kind of better understand plot and what's happening in the story, the events that are taking place, and how those character traits, those personalities of those specific characters, how they influence what's happening in the story. So when you read, you need to be thinking about who your characters are, what types of personalities they have, and maybe how that affects what's happening in your stories that you're reading. Those are good things to be thinking about when we're doing our literacy circles, right? So take your papers. It's okay if you're not finished. And kind of, I'm gonna pass them forward so the person at the front can get them all. Okay, when you're done, you can fold your Venn diagram in half and glue it on the next page in your reading spiral. Supposed to write your name on that. Is this yours, Morgan? Did you write your name on it, though? Okay, get it glued in, fold it in half. Oh, you finished? And let's glue it on the next clean page of our reading spiral.